Good evening. This is a regular scheduled meeting of the Kettering City Council. Today's date is March 10, 2026. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Join me in an invocation. Gracious and loving God, we give thanks for this community and the opportunity to serve it together. As we gather tonight, we pause to celebrate the good work being done in our community and the spirit of cooperation that makes it possible. We're grateful for the dedication and shared effort of all those who serve and support this city. As we work together this evening, grant us wisdom to build on the work done before us, patience when challenges arise, and a continued commitment to the common good. May we all lead with humility, listen with respect, and care for one another as neighbors helping neighbors. Next, I'd like to recognize our Miami Valley Communications Council TV operator, Evan Russell, in the back. Evan, thank you for all you're doing tonight. Appreciate you. Tonight, Mr. Bob Scott has an excused absence, and I'll call on Vice Mayor Duval for a motion to approve the minutes of last meeting.
Yes, Your Honor, I have read the minutes, and I do find them to be in order, and I move for their approval.
Second.
The motion has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments on the minutes tonight? Seeing none, we'll call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes. Tonight we do have a few appointments to the boards and commissions, and as we talk about here regularly, the importance of community volunteers that step up and do the work is so important to what we do. And tonight we get to appoint 3 folks, and I'll read those tonight. The first is to the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Advisory Board. That's Jennifer Schroll with a term ending 12/31/2027. We're also adding to the Sustainability Committee, appointing Kevin J. Canfield to the term ending December 31st, 2028. And also an appointment to the Volunteer Advisory Council, Stephen Haller, with a term ending 12/31/2028. So I ask the council to have a motion to accept these appointments as listed above.
So moved.
Second.
Having the motion in second, I just ask all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No opposed? And done. Very easy. All right. I feel like we're moving right along very quickly. Tonight we have a few presentations, and the first is from my friend on the Board of Community Relations. I'll invite Board Chair Kathy Spalgi to the podium for a presentation on the project for Black History Month.
Thank you, my friend. I will first say that if the guy sitting right there does anything crazy, let me know. We have been, I walked in tonight, we have been childhood friends since we were 5 years old. We grew up in the same neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
And I was joyful to see him tonight, even though I gave him a hard time. So, in case he starts doing anything back there, let me know. We both turned out all right, as it turns out. All right, so I'm here tonight as the chair of the Board of Community Relations to recognize our 2026 Black History Month winners. So we held a reception for them on Wednesday, March 4th, which Dan and Lisa, thank you for attending. And we had all of the winners, their families, and even teachers and administrators from some of the schools in attendance. It was just a really, really nice evening for the kids. So all of the kids received a certificate, and then the winners received an Amazon gift card for their win. So $50 for the first place winners, $25 for the second place, and $10 for the third place, only because Amazon does not have a $15 gift card. Who knew? We know now. So I'm just going to go down the list and let you know our winners, the school they attended, and the person that they chose as their person to recognize for Black History Month. At the high school, Fairmont High School, 10th grade, Joan Sarfino. Joan recognized Madam C.J. Walker, who was an entrepreneur, philanthropist, political and social activist. And I will say about Joan, the first 3 seconds into her presentation, we all agreed that we were going to ask her to be our student rep for BCR. So I think She has agreed in principle, and so has her mother. So I think we have a new student rep because ours is graduating.
I'm not sure her mother was giving her a choice.
I agree. Her mom was like, "You're doing this." So, middle school, Kettering Middle School, 6th grade, Destiny Dove, Alexander Miles, which was not a name that any of us knew. And if you ever run a trivia contest and they ask who invented the automatic elevator doors, it's Alexander Miles. No clue that even was a thing.
And she recorded her video at elevators.
In an elevator.
It was amazing.
She came walking out of an elevator. It was just, again, it was good. So 4th and 5th grade, first place, J.E. Prass, Deja Dove, Destiny's sister, 4th grade. She did Ruby Bridges, civil rights activist, and of course the first African-American child to attend the formerly whites-only William Frantz Elementary School in New Orleans. Second place, Indian Riffle, Shiloh Renee, 5th grade, Frederick Douglass, the abolitionist. Third place, Orchard Park, Jane Porter, 5th grade. She did Mae Jameson, who's a former NASA astronaut, an engineer, and a physician, and a laundry list of all kinds of other things that woman, just an amazing, amazing woman. Kindergarten through 3rd grade, first place, Samyuktha Gopai was our 3rd grade winner. She also did Mae Jameson, and as I said, our astronaut and engineer and physician. Second place was Evie Krisick, 2nd grade. She did Ruby Bridges. Third place, her sister. We had some siblings going on. Tessa Krisick, kindergarten, which was just the knockout of the whole thing. She did Coretta Scott King, obviously civil rights leader, wife of Martin Luther King Jr., and also attended Antioch College in Yellow Springs. So again, those were our winners. A great night we had, and I said at the end, and I'll say it again, it was a girl power night, all girls in the winners. And although our number of submissions was down, the quality of them was, again, out of the park. It was a really hard choice to choose the winners that we did. If it was up to us, we would have everybody win. And I also said that night that, again, I think in our times now, it's really hard not to be, again, cynical about how things are going across the board. That night alone, and I know that Dan and Lisa share this in agreement with me, just restored my faith in humanity and really our future. These kids put a lot of effort into what they did, and it was just, again, smart, articulate. They were well-spoken from kindergarten to 10th grade, everybody in between. Just, again, a great night. I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to be a part of it, and I get the opportunity to serve on the Board of Community Relations. That's all I've got. Thank you for your time.
Kathy, thank you for your leadership. I know that you're just 2.5 months into your term as chair of BCR, but thank the rest of the committee for all their work bringing these students together. So, next, I'll ask, we have a proclamation for Fair Housing Month, and I'll first ask the Tom Robillard, Director of Planning and Development, to speak about Fair Housing Month, and then I'll pass it to Councilman Vice Mayor Duval for a proclamation.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor. Fair Housing Month comes around obviously once a year, and it is to recognize the work and raise awareness for the widespread discriminatory housing practices in our country and the work that we do to try to resolve some of those. We work with numerous organizations, activists, and communities, with other communities to inform our tenants, inform home buyers, inform landlords of their rights, not only tenant rights, but landlord rights as well. This has been demonstrated by Kettering's long-term partnership with the Miami Valley Housing Center. They have served more than 34 people with a range of issues in 2025 alone, initiating 3 lawsuits, referring several people to providers, and providing outreach and education materials to over 800 people. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. I'm going to ask Vice Mayor Duval. She is the liaison to the Board of Community Relations that keeps an eye on fair housing in our community for tonight's proclamation and to present that to you tonight.
I'm going to read it off here because I'm blind, so you take that. Whereas April 11th, 2026 marks the 58th anniversary of the passage of the Federal Fair Housing Act, Title 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1968 as amended, which enunciates a national policy of fair housing without regard to race, color, religion, national origin, sex, familial status, or disability, and encourages equal housing opportunities in residential integration for all citizens. And whereas the principle of fair housing is not only law, but a basic human necessity and an inalienable right inscribed in the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and whereas the Miami Valley Fair Housing Center is engaged in passionately pursuing its mission to eliminate housing discrimination in the Miami Valley, the State of Ohio, and nationally, and whereas the Miami Valley Fair Housing Center has been recognized regionally, statewide, and nationally for its creativity and effectiveness in pursuing its mission, and whereas the Miami Valley Fair Housing Center and the Dayton Realtors are committed to continuing to oppose and address housing discrimination in our community, and whereas April is traditionally designated as Fair Housing Month by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and locally we are commemorating Fair Housing Month with the theme Open Housing, Still a Promise, the Door to Choice Must Stay Open, in order to highlight the Fair Housing Act, Title 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1968 as amended, and the rights and responsibilities embodied therein. Now, therefore, on behalf of Brian N. Sudduth, Mayor of the City of Kettering, Ohio, do hereby proclaim April 2026 to be Fair Housing Month in the City of Kettering, Ohio, and urge all citizens to understand and exercise their right to equal housing opportunities.
I'll ask Tom to stay at the podium. It's also coincidentally Community Development Week, and we're honoring that tonight. So, Tom, a few remarks on Community Development Week and the importance of that to our community.
Definitely intended that way. Community Development Week is our annual recognition of the primarily the community development block grant programs that have been in place for over 50 years, and the benefits that they provide. Those funds provide to various communities throughout the United States, and especially in Kettering. In 2025 alone, the Community Development Block Grants helped 34 homeowners with low and moderate incomes with necessary renovations, such as HVAC systems, electrical systems, handicapped accessibility, and emergency services. In addition to our services for seniors, financial and homebuyer counseling, and outreach and education regarding housing discrimination, CDBG funds provide for our community with a variety of options to guarantee our residents have safe neighborhoods and economically viable businesses. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. And I'll call on Councilmember Arbor for tonight's proclamation declaring Community Development Week right now. So there you go.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a proclamation whereas the week of April the 6th through the 10th, 2026 has been designated as National Community Development Week by the National Community Development Association to celebrate Community Development Block Grant Program and Home Investment Partnership Program. And whereas the Community Block Grant Program has existed since 1974 to provide local governments with resources to develop viable urban communities by providing decent housing and suitable living environment and expanding economic opportunities principally for persons of low and moderate income. And whereas the Community Development Block Program has strengthened America's communities, such as the City of Kettering, by addressing pressing neighborhood and human service needs and having significant impact on our local economy through job creation, retention, physical redevelopment, and improved tax base. And whereas the City of Kettering has effectively administered and customized its community block grant program for over 40 years to implement various programs and projects in the areas of affordable housing, economic development, public facilities, public works improvements, homelessness, and planning that has contributed to improvement of the physical, economic, and social conditions in our city. And whereas the City of Kettering is committed to addressing discrimination in the community by supporting programs to educate the public about the right to equal housing opportunities, and to plan partnership efforts with other organizations to help assure every American of the right to fair housing. I, therefore, Brian N. Sudeth, Mayor of City of Kettering, Ohio, on behalf of the City Council and the community, do here proclaim April 6th through the 10th, 2026, to be Community Development Week, and in the City of Kettering, Ohio, urge all citizens to join in recognizing community development programs and in the important role they play in our community.
Thank you again, Mr. Robillard. Okay, next on the agenda are public hearings, and we have no public hearings this evening. Anyone wishing to speak before council with comments or new information about the legislation on tonight's agenda may do so at this time. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Speakers must state their name and address, and comments should be addressed to us here on council. If you have comments that are not about the legislation on tonight's agenda, there will be an opportunity for those to be heard later in the evening. Anyone? Seeing none, with that, we'll go into our agenda. And first is an ordinance and second reading. I'll call on Vice Mayor Duval to start.
I have an ordinance in second reading to amend Chapter 943 of the codified ordinances of the City of Kettering regarding garbage and refuse collection. This is requested by Public Service, and I move for approval.
Second.
Hearing the motion moved and seconded, I'll call on Mr. Bergstresser for comments on this item.
Thank you, Your Honor. As mentioned, this ordinance will amend Chapter 943 of our codified ordinances. This is regarding garbage and refuse collection. The current solid waste and recycling ordinance was last revised in 2004, and we need to update it to reflect current practices. The recommended updates that are before you tonight include clarifying the fact that Kettering has a single hauler system for residential trash and recycling service, establishing rules and regulations for administration of the contract, updating the permitting process for trash hauling equipment, and also to establish penalties for violation of the ordinance. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from Mr. Bergstresser? And call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudeth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to accept and expend a grant from the Kettering Parks Foundation for the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department's Financial Assistance Program. The estimated cost is $11,920. The amount budgeted is $0, and this is requested by the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a grant from the Kettering Parks Foundation that would fund ongoing financial assistance programs that we have in our Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department that support low-income households participating in department programs and facilities. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Hearing none, we call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Sudeth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution directing the city engineer to prepare and file, renew, recalculated, amended, and/or consolidated assessments for street lighting. The estimated cost is $0, and the amount budgeted is $0, and it's requested by the engineering department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser again.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution tonight is the first step in our annual street lighting assessment process. These assessments are authorized under Chapter 947.02 of the Kettering Codified Ordinances. That chapter requires a resolution be passed enabling the city engineer to renew and recalculate street lighting assessments. I will mention that the assessment rates are the same as they were in 2025. We prepared the list of assessments. It is on file in the Office of the Clerk of Council, and we will advertise it per the requirements. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Seeing none, we call the roll.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Sudeth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing an additional expenditure of funds for the 2026 asphalt resurfacing program, city project number 04-126. Estimated cost $209,586.70. The amount available is the same amount, and this is requested by the engineering department, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution is a case of bad news, good news. So the bad news is that the condition of East Stroop Road between Wilmington Pike and Marshall has deteriorated significantly and somewhat unexpectedly this past winter due to the harsh weather conditions. So that's the bad news. The good news is that we've opened essentially all of the projects, the roadway projects in our capital improvement program this year, and we're running about $1 million under budget right now, which is obviously very good. So given the fact that the condition of East Stroop in this section between Wilmington and Marshall is deteriorating, and it was going to be a 2027 capital improvement project to begin with, we would like to advance the project to this year and using underspending in the lower bid on the asphalt resurfacing program and add it to that program in the amount that was mentioned previously. No change in budget, it's just authorizing the funds to be spent within the budget on the program to resurface that section of East Stroop Road. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Seeing none, we can call the roll.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to use competitive bargaining and negotiated quotes to contract for the repair and renovation of aggregate paths and path components at Pondview Park. The estimated and budgeted cost is $100,000. This is requested by Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts, and I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. This project is a 2026 capital improvement program project. It includes the next phase of aggregate path improvements at Pondview Park, which will include both improvements to the pathways, replacing the surface that is on the paths now with a more durable aggregate system, along with drainage improvements and adding some adjacent site amenities and decking components throughout the park path systems. Be happy to answer any questions.
I have a question. In the past, this was just mostly natural and mulch paths on that park, correct?
Many years ago, yes.
Okay.
Within the last decade or so, we tried installing a kind of a glued together aggregate system. Kind of hard to explain, but that system was meant to be ADA accessible and provide a smoother surface for disabled individuals to traverse the pass as opposed to mulch. That system has not held up as well as we had anticipated and hoped, so we are transitioning to more of an aggregate pathway that's both ADA accessible but also will hold up longer, we hope.
Thank you. Any other questions? Just me? Okay. I'm very invested in these trails. It's a long story.
Very nice.
Hearing none other questions, just me, I will call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to use competitive bargaining and negotiated quotes and enter into a cost reimbursement agreement with the Miami Valley Technology and Communications Group for the expansion of office space utilized by the Tactical Crime Suppression Unit. The estimated cost is $135,000. The amount budgeted is $0, and this is requested by the police department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason, if you could walk us through this one.
Yes, Your Honor. As stated, this seeks approval to expand the office space provided to TCSU. Due to ongoing operational growth, additional workspace is necessary to effectively support the staff and program needs of TCSU. All costs associated with this expansion will be fully reimbursed by the Miami Valley Technology and Communications Group, formerly MVCC, or up to $135,000. I'd be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for the manager? Hearing none, we call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to apply for and accept and expend a grant from the Montgomery County EDGE Grant Program. The amount of the grant is not to exceed $300,000. The amount budgeted is zero, and is requested by the Economic Development Department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Chudowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Malat Industries is located at 4901 Croftshire and is seeking to expand their operational footprint by nearly 19,000 square feet. This nearly $3 million project will allow the company to add 15 new jobs over the next 4 years, increasing their annual payroll to approximately $750,000. These funds will be used to offset capital expenses associated with the project, including but not limited to a 1,000-foot extension of 8-inch water main from Hempstead Station to provide sufficient flow for a fire suppression system. The EDGE grant is a reimbursable grant, meaning that once Malat Industries acquires all of the equipment and materials for the project, installs the project, the grant funds will be distributed at that particular time. This project represents the third expansion for Malat Industries since it was this project represents the third expansion at this site since it was acquired by Malat Industries in 1983. Happy to answer any questions or concerns that council may have on this matter.
Questions? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution to make supplemental appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Kettering, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026. Estimated cost $492,185.61, which is a net transfer. Amount budgeted is zero. This is requested by the Finance Department, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor, several items. The first is a cost reimbursement agreement with the Miami Valley Technology and Communications Group and a supplemental appropriation of $135,000 to help accomplish the TCSU office expansion we mentioned earlier. Essentially what will happen is we will use our DESI reuse fund, Defense Electronic Supply Center's reuse fund to front the cost of that project and be reimbursed by the Miami Valley Technology and Communication Group. The second is supplemental appropriation of $11,920, as Mr. Bergstresser outlined. That is requested for the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Financial Assistance Program, and essentially appropriates the funds provided by the Kettering Parks Foundation. The third item is an advance to the CDBG fund. It's an entitlement advance and CHIP program income allocation. So what we're requesting is a supplemental appropriation of $279,531.61 under the CDBG fund. So $255,000 in anticipation of the city's 2026 CDBG or Community Development Block Grant Entitlement Funds. This appropriation will allow program activities to continue while awaiting the official federal award, which we certainly anticipate. And this is not unusual to continue our programs. And $24,531.61 in a supplemental appropriation to expend 2025 program income that was earned. The Neighborhood Stabilization Program 2 and the Home Revolving Loan Funds generated program income in 2025 of $6,621.59 and $17,910 $1,000,000.02 respectively, I should say, and we need to appropriate that income in order to spend it for program expenses. Lastly, in the capital improvement program, under right-of-way, there's a supplemental appropriation of $65,734, and that is requested for acquisition of temporary and permanent rights-of-way for construction of a bike and pedestrian project, and a transfer from the general fund to the CIP fund is requested for that same amount. That's a long-winded way to explain a bunch of dollar movement. Be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Mr. Greason? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes. We have two ordinances in first reading that are both being asked for us to declare an emergency tonight, and we'll start with the first one.
I have an emergency ordinance to appropriate project parcel 10-WD for the MOT 835 Ped Bike Path Project, City Project Number 05-0040, ODOT PID 123306 in the city of Kettering, Ohio, and to declare an emergency. The estimated cost is $10,284. The amount budgeted is $0. This is requested by the engineering department, and I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. The acquisition of right-of-way is required for construction of a proposed bike pedestrian project on State Route 835/Research Boulevard in the in the Mine Valley Research Park. The right-of-way acquisition consultant remains in communication with the owner of project parcel 10. That slow progress threatens the project schedule. Therefore, the city staff is recommending proceeding with the process of appropriating the needed right-of-way from parcels 10 and 12, which is the next ordinance on the agenda, same property owner, as needed to keep the project on schedule and not jeopardize federal funding for construction. These parcels are located on the north side of State Route 835, Research Boulevard, between Founders Drive and the Little Beaver Creek. The fair market value estimate for parcel 10 is $10,284. I want to also mention, as the mayor mentioned, this is an emergency ordinance this evening, so upon adoption tonight, it will be effective immediately, and we can proceed with the appropriation proceedings. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? And call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I also have an emergency ordinance to appropriate project parcels 12-WD1, 12-WD2, 12-WD3, and 12-T for the MOT 835 Ped Bike Path Project, City Project Number 05-0040, ODOT PID 123306, and the City of Kettering, Ohio, and to declare an emergency. The estimated cost is $55,450. The amount available is $0, and this is requested by the engineering department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser, this sounds very familiar.
Yes, Your Honor. I won't belabor the explanation on this one, other than to mention it's the same process, same property owner, just a different parcel within the project area. So we have to do separate pieces of legislation. I will mention that it was noted that the amount budgeted is $0. The budget for these two ordinances or appropriations was established through the supplemental appropriation, which you had just approved a minute ago. So be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes. Ms. Hayslip, any certifications and petitions this evening?
Your Honor, I do not have any certifications or petitions this evening. Thank you.
I will figure that word out before our next meeting, I promise.
She said it so smoothly.
She's been doing it longer than I have. That's his experience. That's all that is. With that, Mr. Greason, tonight's community update.
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted to note that the March 24th, 2026 City Council workshop and City Council meeting are canceled. The next council workshop and meeting date is April 14th, 2026 at the regularly scheduled time. If you can't tell by the weather, spring is upon us, and our yard debris center at 1840 Woodman Center Drive opens, or has opened. It's opened March 2nd. The regular hours are reflected on the screen. If you need information, please visit our website or call us at the number that is on the screen. This is a well-used service and something we're pleased to provide to our citizens. This doesn't need a reminder, but I'm going to provide one. Please file your 2025 City of Kettering income taxes by April 15th, 2026. We don't mail tax forms. Forms are available on our website, or we really encourage people to utilize our e-filing system. Of course, if you need assistance or have questions, please stop in our tax office. To avoid late filing fees, the 2025 return must be received in our office or postmarked by April 15th. I want to thank our excellent income tax division staff in advance for their work with our citizens to make this a less painful process. And I appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. This time, if you'd like to come speak before City Council, please come down to the podium. Each speaker will have a 5-minute limit. Speakers are asked to state their name and address. If there's anyone who would like to speak before City Council tonight, now's your time. Take your time.
Keith Locker, 1627 Willamette Road. Been there about 35 years. It's a property maintenance issue, which I knew was big on your campaign. I was here 8 months ago for the same issue. You may remember. I have the same pictures for y'all to pass around. Contacted the owner, tried contacting the owner April 25, planning and development May 25, came up here June of 25. There has been nothing done. The house is literally rotting around itself. What, if I may approach, give you pictures, this is not chipped paint, it's rotten wood.
Well, you're moving pretty good for a broke foot. Oh, gosh.
No.
What really gets me with this, between renters, it was in property violation for long grass, which I do have the representative of the property and the property owner's name in there from website. I was talking to an inspector. They said sometimes they had trouble contacting the owners because they didn't know who they were. Took me about 3 minutes. The other thing, the grass, they were in violation, which they took care of real quick. After they had noticed, it was cut in 2 days. You'll see a picture of some front steps. The inspector had to jump over that front step to get to the front door. That's not acceptable. It's not the Kettering I knew in the 70s, sir. If we had a cracked paver or sidewalk, you repaired it.
Give me a chance to follow up with the staff on this address on Willamette, and I'll get back to you. I'll let you know where we are.
I heard that last June, sir.
We are more aggressive on property maintenance now than we've ever been, and there's a lot of them. And I'm as frustrated with you too. I mean, it happens in other places. I don't have any excuse but to say that we hear you, and I'll make sure it's on their list.
All right.
We'll
Thank
work
you.
on it. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? this 1 second. Well, with that, I will call upon Ms. Duval for council reports.
My report's a little thin this meeting. I will say that this Thursday, so in 2 days, is the Kettering Leadership Academy's Public Safety Day. They get to spend the day with the police department in the morning and the fire department in the afternoon. And the police department part is, don't tell Chief Robbins I said this, but it's kind of my favorite because they get to do simulations, and some people are just a little nutty in those simulations. It's crazy. So, as always, looking forward to that. And Kettering has a new citizen. I became a grandmother. So that's where all my attention's been. That's why my report is thin. So I apologize, but to you, Mr. Sullivan.
It's a great excuse. Well, I'm going to put a reminder out there about something I've talked about before, and that is that there is a bond issue that the schools will have on the ballot May 5th, which I'll give you the quick summary of it, but if you want to talk afterwards, I can talk at length about this. If we pass on May 5th, we will leverage state dollars to essentially build all new schools in Kettering. The state will foot about 43% of the bill. If we don't pass, we're not getting new buildings, and 100% of it falls on us, the Kettering taxpayer, to maintain these old buildings that are getting more and more expensive to maintain. So that's the quick explanation of what May 5th is about. By the way, that's 57 days away for anyone counting. I also want to thank, there's been some businesses and organizations that have been helping. There's a resident committee called the Citizens for Kettering Schools, and they've been getting out trying to spread the word to inform people about the bond issue. And we've had a lot of businesses support them. Eudora, Socialite Cafe, and our Poppets have been great hosts, allowing us to be in those businesses, talking to customers that come in to just inform them. Also, Kings Point Pub, Big B Coffee are next up to host the Citizens for Kettering Committee, and not a business, but Good Shepherd Church is going to host as well. So just been great support from these businesses and organizations within the community, and I just wanted to thank them for that. That's it for me.
So I just have, recently the Sustainability Office came and talked to the council about how they make Kettering more resilient and in healthier environment. And one of the ways they suggested was we go out and adopt a drain. So I went out and adopted a drain. I now have a drain that's near my house. It's not hard to do. It's just you keep an eye on it. You make sure if it rains, you clear it if there's no trash or waste. I didn't realize, Assistant Manager Berstrider told us there's 8,000 storm drains. So it makes it very difficult to get everything cleared in a timely manner. So if you two are interested in adopting a drain, you just go out and if you Google Adopt a Drain Kettering, the program page comes right up. It's like 5 questions, and they email you right back. I asked for the drain like near my house, and I got it. So I'm assuming there's still lots of drains out there to get. So if you want to own something, in the city, adopt a drain. Thanks.
Congratulations, new grandmother. We're very, very happy for you. 2 things. One, I was lucky enough to attend the Black History recognition for the children who did an audio or video presentation. It was outstanding. I couldn't get the smile off my face because of how well spoken, and especially the youngest students, the courage to get up there, shake hands, get their certificate, and of course their Amazon gift card, which they were very excited about. So wonderful job, and if you get a chance to see those videos and presentations, they were spectacular. And secondly, I have a 4th grade student in the audience. His name is Max. He is an amazing young man. His mother is here with him, and it's important for students and children to learn about city government, even though it's probably not too exciting for you, Max. I promise you tomorrow in class, when we share the picture that we'll take at the end of the meeting, and you can sit in my chair, we'll share that picture and everyone will see it. So, Max, I want to thank you for coming out tonight. Mom, thank you for bringing him. And I'm so happy you're here. Max, I have a certificate for you. We'll get your picture. and tell everyone else that this is a fun place to come and learn about city government. Thank you. That's all I have.
Do they get extra credit for coming?
I'm not willing to say that in public, but Max, we can talk afterwards.
Max, let us know if we need to help convince him. We'll help you out.
Man. On the same topic, I hosted Oakview Elementary third graders here about a week and a half ago, and that's the toughest crowd. I've spoken to Rotary, Kiwanis, the Optimist. I was at the Bicycle Club downtown today, speaking to a group of businessmen. Third graders, the toughest group of all of them. They come ready for questions. A quick reminder, if I could do my taxes online and do them ahead of time, you can too. Take heed, the online portal is very easy. And when I couldn't figure out how to upload the documents, I just walked into the office. 1 minute. Excellent. Also, I missed the BCR event for Black History Month, but I was able to attend Greenmont Elementary's Black History Month art program at that school. And I'm just impressed by Greenmont and the student ambassadors there and the work they put in to host the community at Greenmont, and just a great event that they had just a couple weeks ago. Today, I was reminded that today is the 150th anniversary of the first phone call. Alexander Graham Bell did that in Boston 150 years ago today. So, and that just reminds me that the celebrations that are happening throughout the community to celebrate America's 250th, and later this summer we'll celebrate Mr. Kettering's 150th birthday. So look for those events on the 250th America. So the calendar for the city has already started. Parks and Rec will be sharing those, and the team on ways you can get involved to celebrate that as the summer comes. And the final piece is, as the weather gets better, I know on my street there are more bicycles and scooters than there have been the last few months. And I just urge drivers to do your part. You're the adults. You have the control to pay attention to the kids that are around us. We're asking them at the school level and the community level to follow laws. And I remind the third graders about crosswalks. But drivers, if you can just be extra alert as the weather gets better, those kids are on the streets and not on the sidewalk. So just keep an eye out for them. And that is my final report for tonight. With that, take care of yourselves. Watch out for those kids. Take care of a neighbor if you can. And with no other further business before this council tonight, our next regular scheduled meeting will be April 14th, 2026, and this meeting is adjourned.